Hello everybody, so that's me Osama Abu Hajar, and I will be talking right now about the front end side of my EIH project. So the front end is simply a website to display the data collected by the backend. I have already covered in the library of videos about the backend, how to set up the backend and how to run the backend. Now let's see how is the front end work. So the main page of the front end is simple, clear, and takes one input of the user. So to make the user concentrate during the emergency time. So if there is an emergency, I don't want to distribute the attention of the people who is looking for the addresses. So the menu is closed, could open by a click, and the login form could be opened by a click as well. So the input search takes an input by user, so you could type IT Carlo. As we type in, we get the Irish locations or the addresses located in Ireland, and that's to help to make the help to the people. So if we type Carlo IT again, we could get the Institute of Technology Carlo, and this is the address we should look for. So if we search for IT Carlo, we won't get any locations because we will get notification says this address is not in our database. If we set IT Carlo, then we select from the options so we can get back to a result page. In the result page, we do have some information about the full address, the building known name as, so what people call this building, and the number of people inside right now, and the status of the building. So active means this system is running, and the counter is okay, so it's up to date. If it's not active, that means this number is on hold, so we can depend on the number. So the result page is supported by Google Maps API as well. So one click on Google, we will get the address straight away, then we can get the locations and we can get directions, which is save time for emergency services time. So if we back home, and we could go to the menu to see the other pages. So the other functional page, which is really important for the project, is locations. So in locations, we do see all the locations stored in our data set. So that's make it easy to search for. So we could search for IT, like we could search for Carlo, so we could search by name. I do prefer by name because like some countries doesn't use the addresses, they use names more. So that could be different depending on the countries that we implement the project, so we could change that easily in the database in the code. So back to home, we have another function called Logan. So Logan has no registration because this system should be controlled by a governmental body. So this admins should be added only by people who is trusted. So the emergency services should add people who want. So not everyone could go in, change the data as they want. So now I give an access to myself. I'll be describing how to add yourself to DAO, like how to give a grant to be accessed or how to give like an access to people by another video, and that's from the Firebase side. So when I get the email and the password, I could log in. So since I log in, I have fully control of the table. I was trying to do the power of one, so everything controlled from one dynamic table. So if you see here, we do have right click options and we do have new row, delete the new row. So simply if I would like to do some options, let's say the croquis bark is like should be resetted. So we could click right click, then reset. We will get a message says please select the place. So for more security and because it's sensitive data represent number of people, I made the process a bit like complicated. So first of all, you have to check the place, select it, then right click, then click on reset. Then you have to confirm to get the number deleted. So since I confirmed the number back to 0, and that's easy, straightforward. Same time, the other options you could do is update. You could do add, delete, activate, update, or whatever. So add a new row, we could add a new row. I'll be talking about this in different video because there's important part to be linked and to establish the connection between the front end and the back end. So take this one off. Let's say we would like to update. So we have, let's say this double road garage should be double road garage new. So we could add the word new and we could simply select then right click, then we could do update. That will update the place to Dublin Road Garage New, so that would be saved straight away. So we could do delete. So if we would like to delete this place, it's already deleted, we could make it as like an active, so that means the number of people right now when they are active. So we could click active, we have to select for more security. So we select, right click, active, so activate, we'll reactivate this place and make it run. So right now the number of people in Dublin Road Garage is fully guaranteed, then we could reset to 0, and that will make us the reset easier. This table takes time to be implemented, but it's much easier than to go different pages than other pages, like takes you on other pages or whatever. We could always back home and we could look out. So the login has like 1 hour timeout. So if you log in, you have 1 hour to do all the process. And let's say if you didn't do any actions, you have 15 minutes to be out of no action. So that's for more security as well, and in case someone forgot the places logged in and he just left, so we could log him out after like 15 minutes. So the other pages is about us, so you could read about the story, how to install the backend front end. It's not fully right now, I'm gonna be adding more details to the about us page. You do have this case study about how the idea comes in, what is the screens, what is the technical manual, all these reports, you could read about them to get more expert with the project. And we do have contact. So contact is a place where people and users could send feedback to the company or the admins, where they could tell them this is wrong, this is okay, or whatever. So we could choose like my name, my user, my email, then whatever the message. Then I click send, will take us to thank you page. Then I could give like a user, let's say an order number or like an issue number, but I don't have the system working for contact because that depends on the organization. They have their own systems. I don't have the system ready right now, but it's already installed and in the code. So the other videos I'll be describing the code, how the code work, how do we change the stuff, how we change it from Irish locations to like German locations or whatever, and how to register. So watch the library of videos to get more idea about the front end. Thank you.